Hello everybody, how are you? How are you? My name is Wayne. You're watching Inside Fairlawn, and today we are here at the library. Why, you ask? Because there's another show, an art show. For those that aren't aware of it, every couple of months, the library on the second floor puts together a really nice art exhibit. And today, I'm going to go visit and chat with the artist. I missed the opening reception, but I wanted to talk with her and see her work. Let's go inside and see what's going on. I have a feeling a lot of these great works of art I'm seeing has a lot to do with you. Am I right about that?
That's right. That's why I'm standing here.
Introduce yourself. Tell me about your name. Who are you, please?
My name is Ksenia Pekarik, or Ksenia Lea Kostik Pekarik, which is like a more formal name.
Okay.
So I grew up in former Yugoslavia, which now there are 6 different countries. But
yes, that changes often.
Yeah, but my roots are really in Serbia and Croatia. I also have, my mother comes from Russia, so it's very kind of complicated. And
well, whose life isn't complicated?
I think everybody
right?
has.
How did you find out about, I want people to know also that this is a show here at the Fairlawn Public Library. We're on the second floor in their art area. I missed the opening reception. I'm sorry about that, but how did you first even find out about having your work shown here?
I actually seen somebody else's work that was shown here, one of my colleagues, a couple of years ago, and because I actually did few exhibits in this area, kind of.
So this isn't your first show then?
No. I had many other shows going back in Europe, where I was more permanent a few years ago.
Okay.
So, so I was having a JCC in Tenafly. I had in a public library in Englewood. I had in Teaneck, and somehow when I got to this place, it's very beautiful. It's really like a gallery.
It is.
And I just contacted a person, whoever is responsible for getting together the work and everything. But it was a pretty long wait. So, so it was almost like 2 years.
Well, that's because art in Fairlawn is a very popular thing. We love it.
That's great.
Let me ask you something. The name of your show is called Reflections.
Reflections.
Why?
It's basically because, as you see, like even 2 years ago, when I was kind of attempting to have an exhibit here, I kind of had a different even work. I mean, body of work that I was doing, and I had. So when I sent to her, to the people who are going to be deciding is it going to be shown or not. So when I started like doing new stuff, it's actually a lot of stuff connected with where I'm now in life, and I'm trying to kind of discover different.
So are you trying to say that your life is nothing but little tiny mirrors? Is that what you're trying to tell me? This is just one example, and I think what's interesting is that your media format, there's montages, there's cutouts,
So that's what I just wanted to say, that actually what is this, not reflection just that you put the mirror and you're just reflecting yourself. It's not about that, even though I'm playing with that a little bit here. It's more that I'm taking my older work that actually I've been interested in many different mediums, like beginning from calligraphy, printmaking. My actually main major body of work was done in lino cut, like a woodcut technique.
Okay.
So
Do we have an example of that here, by the way?
Yeah, it's on the other side. If you
It's
go
on the
to
other
yes,
side.
we can go there. So I have done a lot of those things, and this is back in Europe when I was living in Krakow, Poland, where I was studying, actually. I finished there university.
Did you go to art school there, some kind of institute,
Yes,
I believe, right?
Yeah. So that was like what was my focus. But then I like colors also, because that was like black and white.
Now let me guess. Now, I'm just off the top of my head. Might blue be your favorite color?
Yeah, that's one of the. I actually have like.
Because you have a strong influence in folks. I just want you to know, we're going to get a couple of close-ups of some of these other things, but the technique and the style is very unique, and I think that's what's so really special about it. But I've sort of found out, and I heard that the color blue is your favorite, and I'm sure there's a reason for it. Tell me about this. These little guys over here.
Those are actually done when I had last year. There was a group show.
Go ahead.
Am I in a...
No, you're fine. I just wanted to be here. Go ahead.
So this was a group show that was actually connected with, it was called One Day at a Time. So I kind of, this circular...
Circle of life, you call it, I think.
Yes, exactly. So circular compositions are kind of like daily mandalas in a way. So I was playing with different, colors, different textures. So that's how this came about, this little...
What is this? This is oils on a canvas around wood? What am I looking at?
Yeah, it is
It's
first of all, I made those circular things, and then I made a collage on a canvas and painted
I think
around.
you love collages, because I see a lot of great things that have a combination of different techniques and styles.
So this is what lately I'm doing. I'm actually upcycling my older stuff, my older work, and bringing it in on different levels. So that's why it's like reflections that kind of like I have actually, as you see here and even here, those are some
Talk
of
to
my...
me about this one.
Some of the parts that are from my previous work, and I made it into a new entity. And this
So
is
this
actually...
this wasn't what I'm looking at now a little while ago? You changed this one around? Is that what you're saying? You updated it?
No. This
You just
is,
said that.
This, I said that this part where you have this kind of a creature that is, it's done, this is a woodcut. And I upcycled my old work. And I created a new. So that's kind of like bringing all old things that I had made into a new
What kind of vibe am I getting here? You called this a deep blue, and I think there's a feeling for that. I mean, your thoughts about naming it and doing it?
It's actually a whole, like a series of work. It wasn't only one. I did it also for one of the shows that was connected with the sea.
Is this oil on base? What is this?
No, this is acrylic and
okay.
collage, and yeah, it's mainly acrylic.
This is really fascinating. And
so I like to do the layers of different, kind of like stages.
How many layers are here? About?
I don't know. Like I have, first, you have one that is like a base color, and then I would start adding more and more, and I wouldn't finish, until
that's something I wanted to ask you, because I know I get some feedback from some other artists. Sometimes they start working on a project, and they sort of take a step back, maybe even for a couple of weeks, and then go back to it. Is that something that
very often,
happens?
Yeah. And I do.
Come on down here.
Yeah. So
tell me about this guy.
So this is another thing that I'm also, and actually what you see here, it's not something that is done, and it's not, I'm going to actually come back to this. And I want to create a large body
And what are you calling this? Remembrance of things past.
So,
is that why like an hourglass kind of thing I'm looking at?
Yes, exactly. So it's like with the time and with the passing of moments, and that we are in a present moment, and how all the reflections, some things that whatever is
that's cool
that we are into, it will kind of make us remember certain moments in life.
And talking about special moments in life, this one is called Secrets.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's a secret in making. This looks like it's almost jumping off.
Yes.
And I see a little doorknob. Tell me about this one. Come on, tell me about this one.
This is also collage. Actually, I do photography as well, and I use my photos into creating my paintings.
No,
So
I understand that.
I don't take just the photograph itself, even though that's how my first love was photography, really. I started in school, in art school, but I kind of like focused on photography. And I, at some moment in life, I thought it would be more.
I
like
love the
photography.
depth of field that you get with the key too. That's such a great concept. I mean, I just want to. I know you could probably talk about each one for hours, but I want to just keep on. Come on down here.
So this is also remembers those are the two.
This is like a series
yes,
almost.
a series, exactly. So it's also with time, with passing, and you know.
Now, for example, was this an example of maybe something that you worked on for a while, stepped back and went back to?
Yeah, I did. I mean, depending on my, you know, I'm actually also an educator, so I'm really full-time teaching art.
I hope it was art that you were teaching.
Yes, exactly.
Biology. Yes,
so that's my also passion in life. But I need also this reflecting, you know, and then my students also give me some inspiration.
What age level, grade level, or is it just random?
From kindergarten till like middle school.
That's fantastic. It's glad that people are getting a chance to experience you. Now, this is, you got some more, but this is another one of my favorite ones too.
Yes, that's actually a lot of people are.
A lot of people like this one too.
Yes.
Let's see. This is
And mine
called
too.
Pond in the Spring. Why? What am I looking at?
So you're looking at, actually, as I said, I mentioned that I use some of the things from previous works. So this is also from one of my works that is like fish are kind of ready to be fed. They're kind of hungry, and that's what happens in
As soon as you said that, this now makes some sense to me right here. This corner of fish getting ready to be fed. Is this again oil, acrylic? What am I looking at?
That's acrylic. Everything is acrylic.
Everything is acrylic. Okay.
So, and I like to kind of also add some other elements, like, you know, I'm looking. This is like a really antique piece of.
Yes, as a matter of fact, wait, there's a postcard there. Where did I see that? Come on down over here. And folks, we're just going to scan by a couple of these. But speaking of that,
this is
I
also
love the combination of objects. This is another collage, I would imagine. And I remember some of these folks, anybody that used to collect stamps in your old days.
That's it.
What made you get into using stamps? It's a great concept.
It's, first of all, that's actually my mother's little kind of a gift to me. She likes this.
Does she collect stamps?
She collects, but not in the sense that she's collecting, because she just enjoys. She's also an artist, so
Okay.
so she's
That's where it came from, Mom. Your DNA is part of it.
I guess so. It's
Okay.
like both ways, you know, good and bad. Like you wanna.
You know, I understand that.
So she was very as a person she's very strong, has personality as a person, as an artist also, and she was affecting me in both ways. I wanted to always kind of like get away from her.
How come you use the little mirrors often? Is that a trademark?
This is actually latest that was kind
So
of
I've seen it on a
incorporating.
couple of different pieces already.
Yes, because I was doing it kind of like as a series. So as I said, I like to do things in a matter of series.
Well,
so,
I think this is actually really fabulous. How do you feel with people looking at your work?
I like to see their reactions, obviously,
Yeah.
and not only that, it's also their. You see, as when you're looking, and when I'm looking at my work, even if it's after it's done, I'm totally different when I'm creating it. When I step back and when it's done, it's totally different feeling. Like it's you kind of like you did your job,
Right.
and now this is like its own entity, and now it will kind of have its own life.
But you've told me sometimes that feeling changes, doesn't it?
Does,
And then
does,
that's maybe a time
yeah.
when you might go back to do something.
That's right. So even like when I was creating it, I will never be able to recreate that moment when I was doing it. So I cannot really tell you exactly how I felt, or because it's just it's impossible. Because the moment I'm creating something, or when I'm doing and why I'm doing this, I cannot really explain to you later on, because I'm not in that moment.
You seem to be doing a good job of it now. You're explaining it to me after the work is
but
done.
at least, yeah, I'm
So I
explaining
would
how I
imagine when
feel.
people see your work, they ask you questions about technique, style, and sometimes where the ideas come from.
Yeah.
That's the thing I wanted to do. I don't always have people get a chance to meet the artist. And sometimes when they see the work, they get one interpretation of it. But there's always more to it than that. So getting a chance to hear you explain some of it, how it goes, I think it's fascinating. There's one right over there that's very colorful. Can we take a walk over there for a second? See this gentleman right over here? He's going to take over my job in 15 years. Okay. The colors I like about this and the design. Tell me about this one. Let's get the name here. Reflections in the Garden. Tell me about this.
So first of all,
Get a little closer.
yeah.
Okay.
Those I was playing with a lot of here textures. I mean, really, it's when you feel it, it's
I can
very,
see it's raised.
Yeah. And also I tried to. This was maybe not my first piece with the glass, and I wanted to kind of add another dimension, not just having a paint and making it like look textural, but another dimension of putting other elements and other materials, which I actually will not stop. I think this is just the beginning.
Obviously, each one of these little guys is a raised. Is that paint? Or
No,
those chips?
those are...
No, these guys.
Yes, this is
That's
all...
paint.
That's paint, yeah. I had like a...
How hard was that to do, to make that come up like that, each one of those? I mean, you got a million of them here.
Yeah, but because I used a specific element tool. Yeah, so it's kind of bringing it up.
Now, here we have little tiny mirrors, but you have them mixed in with little squares or something else. What are those other squares?
It's like a mosaic pieces.
Mosaic pieces,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I actually do. I'm also. I grew up in a artistic home that was very like
Artistic?
Yes.
Multifaceted of sorts? No?
Yeah, like my mother was also interested in many, many different things. So one of the things that she professional was doing is ceramics, sculptures and everything. So I also grew up doing that, and I'm actually coming back. I'm now, because in school we have I'm teaching also ceramics, and I'm doing myself, started like going back to when I was like 12, 13, when I actually learned first to work on a pottery wheel, and I'm going back to that. So I kind of like want also to try to kind of incorporate that passion for ceramics into painting, which will be like more really tridimensional.
Bigger challenge also. Come on over here. There's something over here that I really like too. And I think this might be a good illustration again of some more collage work.
That's right.
Homage to Prague. Homage to Prague.
Yeah, homage to Prague. So this is because Prague is really.
You grew up there? Is that...
No, but
okay.
I
went
have
to school there?
Very big connections to Prague. Actually, my parents live now in Prague.
Okay.
Going back in '60s, my mother came from Russia to Prague, and my brother was born in Prague. So we had always connection to Prague.
Tell me what I'm looking at here. Give me some feedback. I see.
So this is actually kind of part of a series. Those are my photographs that I kind of incorporated in this composition. That has again this is image also from a print over there. That's a woodcut. It's a lino cut. This is also from another one. This is a scene from a Jewish cemetery that actually Franz Kafka was buried in this cemetery. So so this is another like dimension of kind of going back to, as I said, reflections are really connected to so many places that I've been, and I did a lot of.
And look, you have stamps here, folks. Look,
That's right. Those are all like actually Czech stamps.
No, I was a stamp collector when I was a kid. I think that's fabulous. Now, you mentioned there's something on this side, one thing on this side?
That's right. That's actually connected to this.
I'm going to follow you around. Let's see if I can see it.
Another,
Where is it?
Another thing that is connected with Prague, because it's with Golem, but it's not a Golem. This was also another exhibit that I kind of attempted to
You're calling
kind
this
of
one Liberty and Truth.
Because it was a connection between like New York and Prague. So Emet is like a Hebrew word for truth, and it's also in a Golem, the story of Golem in Prague, and he had this word. That's how he became alive. And then the rays are connected to liberty.
To liberty.
So that's how this came
This is
about.
fascinating. You know, I'll tell you what. There's one more over here.
Sure. And this is also this is the piece that actually you saw on that one. If you seen that, that was just the cutout.
Yes.
Yes.
See that vibe
So this
there.
is also like a night over Prague
Night
Ghetto.
over Prague Ghetto.
Yeah. So.
And I'm seeing most of the dates on here are 213, 214. They're relatively recent.
Yes, this. Yes,
right?
exactly. Yeah. So I kind of kept update a little bit, and this is the one piece that is also connected to Prague, which is like a clock that is a special. It's in a town hall in Prague.
Jewish clock in Prague.
Yeah,
Does it
yeah.
run at normal speed? Does it run faster?
This one runs okay.
Now, what's with all the names here? What do we got here?
Those are the letters. Those are the
No,
letters.
I mean the names.
Jewish
Oh,
clock
you put
in
the
Prague.
title on it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got time for one more, and there's one more colorful one down over here. This be a nice one to end with? Why don't you walk right in front of me
Okay.
and stand on that side of it?
Okay.
By the way, hang on for 1 second. You getting some good shots?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Okay. All right. Sunken treasure. I think this might be a good one to end with. And there's a lot going on here. Talk to me about it.
So this is also attempting, to make a underworld, in the sea, things that are happening. I mean, you can discover so many stuff under.
So
and
the
also,
vibe
again,
is that we're supposed to be sort of like underwater in a sense here?
Yes. So
Okay.
it's a connection of, there is a Venetian, gondola, and then you have Jewish, this menorah, the Hanukkah. Then you have some magazines that are, from modern world time. Then you have, again, old elements of doors. And
This is
so
really
this
cool
is
stuff.
all what you kind of can find in a somewhere buried
Do you ever
in a
get
sea.
just stuck completely? Was there something that you maybe were working on for a while, then all of a sudden you said, I can't do it anymore?
Yeah, but I
'Cause I
kind of
think
like
that
leave
might
it. Yeah, it
happen.
happens. It happens. But I would leave it and I would go back, or I would redo it completely. I have paintings that are waiting to be just, now made it into new thing. So that's happens, and that's okay. I'm not.